Hey guys, it's Ryu, and this thread on the subreddit the other day got me thinking of an idea for a better PUG service than the one that's on the screen and that you're familiar with from ESEA or CSGO or Faceit or WarMod or whatever. And I wanted to record this video with a ton of my ideas that I've evolved over the past few days to describe what I would do if I were to have a new PUG service coming online, what it would look like, how I would implement certain things, and then share those ideas with the hopes that someone who feels capable of bringing them to life will reach out and maybe we can put something together um, for the community, for the game, etc., and make money in the process, which I think would be a pretty awesome bonus. All that being said, there's nothing that would prevent some of the existing services from taking these ideas and using them and bettering themselves. So that's great too. Um, so first things first, here's the list of things that I believe his name was Frieza as the alias. He had posted that he was going to start this new pugging service, and then he listed all these features that are the exact same features every other pug service has. These are block and tackle features that if you've ever played a pickup game in CSGO, you're already familiar with, right? Like 128.6 servers. Yep. Skill-based teams where the skills, the players are balanced in some way. Yep. Anti-cheat. Yep. The one that Frieza was going to use is terrible in my opinion. It's servers that you can put in different locations, stats, damage reports. These are things that they're very low thrill. Like there's not a lot of sizzle and wow factor to these features. Everybody has them. Everyone has had them. There's no need to turn it into a commoditized service that everybody else is already offering and split the community even further. So I thought to myself, what is something that people tend to care way too much about that would encourage them to come play a new pickup game type service? And the answer is weapon skins. And it's probably not an original idea, but I think if you were to build a PUG service that had tiers and each player participating would put up a weapon skin or skins of a certain value in that tier, for example, a $20 weapon skin tier, a $100 tier, or a $500 skins tier per player, and then you'd throw them into the pot in the middle. You'd play your pickup game in a best of one or best of three or best of five or however you wanted to frame it, and the winning five players would collect the skins from the losing five players. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it would be very successful, especially how passionate people are about these weapon skins. And so I have a ton of ideas that over the past 3 days that the ideas kind of marinated in my head uh, that I was going to share around how I would structure that system. But at the core, it's a pickup game system or service and platform that you can compete for skins on. Okay, so first thing after you understand that as a concept is it is not for everyone. And I don't think I think a lot of businesses in general fail this way, but I think especially in the world of esports, you want to be everything for everyone. And I think going into it, you need to just say, I don't want this to be the service that every single person that plays CSGO plays on, because I don't think it'll fit them. And keeping that in mind, I think you put a paywall up on it. I don't think you make it free. I think you charge a monthly fee because I think there's a lot of benefits to doing that, not only in having recurring revenue to do other cool things with, but you also eliminate some level of the trolls, the cheaters, etc., that you don't really want to be a part of what you're offering the community in general. So I think that's step one. Paywall, 10, 15 bucks a month, whatever it is, keeps out some of the riffraff. And I said it like that because teammate of mine re-aliased this week. Anyway, keeps them out, keeps things small, targeted. You have the audience that you know wants to play on your system, that's passionate about it, etc. I think for anti-cheat, if you have the technical skill sets and the chops to write one from scratch, more power to you. Let me know. I'd love to help fund it because I think that good anti-cheat is invaluable, absolutely critical to the success of a league of some kind. To a PUG service, maybe not as much, but I think you need to have some sort of anti-cheat. The way that I would structure it, if you couldn't build one from scratch, I don't think I'd use the easy anti-cheat, which is what he had listed. I personally think that client's terrible. But I think one way right off the bat is you enforce cheating bans from any other league or platform in the community. So if you've been banned for cheating on CEVO or ESEA or Faceit or ESL or the Four Players League or any of these other things, or you have a VAC ban, you're not allowed to play on the platform, period. not wait a year, wait 6 months, period. You're not allowed. You're not invited. We don't want people like that playing on the service. So go away, right? Go do the time somewhere else. And yeah, you can go play on ESEA, VES after your second cheating ban. We don't want you on our service, just the way it is. And that goes back to what I said before of we don't want this to be the platform for everyone. We're going to put some restrictions in place to make sure it's not that way. I think in order to help with the cheating problem is you delay, you put a waiting period up. So when someone signs up, this is something people have asked from Valve for a long time now, that they offer up some kind of a waiting period, certain number of hours you need before you can play any competitive game. When you sign up for this service, I would have some sort of waiting period in place, so you can't just play, get cheat, get banned, come, recreate a new account, immediately play. Some period of waiting. I think you have an invitation system that can reduce that. So if you've played on the platform for 6 months, you get 2 invites, you can invite a friend, but the caveat being you're responsible for the behavior of your friend. Meaning they get banned for cheating, you're gone too. So you need to trust the people you're inviting, be friends with them, know they're good people, know they're good players, whatever. But if they do something terrible, they cheat, or they get kind of voted out by the reputation system, which I'll cover next, you're responsible for that just as much so as they are. And I think that helps kind of encourage a high caliber and quality of the people participating. Now the reputation system, this will date me quite a bit because I'm old. In the Cal days, one of the things they had was a reputation system where the people that had the most reputation had the most influence on the reputation of others. And the way you got reputation wasn't just showing up and just existing, but it was other players saying like, hey, I really liked playing with this guy, or he was great, he's been around, I'm going to get over time, build up his reputation because he's pretty awesome. And then if that person is so awesome that they play with someone, they're like, hey, this guy's great. He's been making good calls. He's super friendly. He's helping this new guy. I'm going to plus rep him. It affects that guy's reputation that much more in the positive direction. And it also helps avoid one of the problems ESEA had, where people would just create like 50 accounts and just negative karma someone over and over and over. And they're accounts that have no reputation or karma themselves, but they had the same level of impact that someone that's been playing on ESEA for 5 years would have had. This kind of swings it and it makes it more of a scaling thing up and down, right? Because if I have a reputation of being awesome, I've been on the platform for a year and I've got really high rep, and someone's trolling, when I negative karma or negative rep that guy, it should have more oomph than someone that just got it and it's like, I don't like this guy, I'm going to negative rep him. And I think that way you can have the community sort of police it, and then it also gives the admins a good idea of, the players or the groups that maybe they need to spend a little bit more time and attention on to alleviate, again, that riffraff from the bottom tier of the platform. Um, when a match ends and it comes time to claiming your weapon skins, I think there should be a holding period. It could be a day or two. I know a lot of the other websites, they're not instantly released most of the time. There's some level of holding period, and I think maybe hold it so far as to allow an admin of some kind to validate the match, and that could simply be spectating, making sure there's no blatant cheats, or to be a little bit more automated, it just holds it for a couple days. It programmatically verifies no one was cheating, etc., and then it releases the skins. A lot of sites do that. I don't think that's going to be foreign to anybody that's really big into the trading of skins, selling of skins, whatever. And this next idea is something I feel like CSGO has absolutely been terrible about, and that is when you look at leagues like ESEA and CSGO, you see the same teams in the professional level. But by and large, there's a couple of exceptions that's in one and not in the other. But you see Cloud9 in them, you see LG in both, you see CLG in both, you see Nylum in both, CSGO Professional and the ESEA, ESL Pro League, same teams. But when it comes to pugging and when you watch people stream, the top level never plays on CSGO. I mean, it's like 99% on ESEA, 1% on CSGO. So what I would do is I would take some of the recurring revenue, take some of the dollars, and sponsor teams and players that are at a high level to play and to stream and to basically advertise, right? You're renting a little bit of their e-celebrity or their e-fame to encourage other top level players to come and play. And that raises the skill level, raises the skill ceiling, and you don't have this huge gap of You know, when you're an average player in ESEA, you dominate CSGO pugs. It keeps it way more balanced and it encourages more people to come and compete. So I would spend a little bit of money. I think CSGO should have been doing this for a long time now. Still shocked that they don't, because I think that they could turn it into revenue by encouraging more people to play, which then leads to more MVP subscriptions, which is recurring revenue for CSGO, bigger prize pots, more competitive, blah, blah, blah. All those great things that kind of trickle down from a good decision to sponsor and get some good marketing, some PR, et cetera, to encourage more top level teams and players to play. Another thing CSGO does terribly, but to be fair, ESEA does it terribly as well, is the website is just trash. Like it took me like 400 years and 16 PhDs to get somewhat comfortable navigating their website to find like, all right, yeah, I got to find my team. So when I go to my team, I see like my team like 10 times, but then I'm like, I just want to see the standings. So then I have to hit standings, but then it finds like all the regions. Like obviously I don't live in Europe, so I don't know why it's showing me an IP, and I have to click North America. It's just terrible, right? And ESEA's site is terrible too. Like if you go to the news page right now, it's like the formatting's all jacked up because of the updates. It's just terrible. Having a clean, simple website that lets you interact with the Steam APIs for the skins trading, to put your trade links, very easy, simple, nothing fancy, but just intuitive and clean, I think is absolutely key. I also think I would seek out sponsorship from the other skin providers or skin sites, which could be like opskins.com, which is one that people seem to be having success with. It allows you to take skins, put them on their website, or sell them. They hold the skins for a period of time, and then they take a fee on top, and then they actually cash you out to PayPal. So if you have a $300 weapon skin, I don't know what the percentage, 5 to 10%, whatever, they take their fee, then they pay you $270 in cash to your PayPal. You get them to sponsor it, right? You have some sort of partnership arrangement with them, or with even CS:GO lounges. They have a lot of the API interactivity already built out. Maybe you can leverage them at some kind, or maybe they're the ones that execute on the idea. But I think that you hook into some of these other huge and explosive skins websites that are getting just unbelievable amount of activity and traffic, et cetera. And so I think you take all of those ideas, you've got the paywall up front, you enforce all the anti-cheat bans, you know that you're not targeting everybody, you've got a good system to kind of keep it clean, you have good PR, you've got good admins, you've got trustworthy people. I think that you could have a hugely successful PUG service that wouldn't be this. That wouldn't be the exact same thing as CSGO and ESEA and Faceit and WarMod and every other PUG service out there that has just these layup features. You would actually differentiate and you could be very, very successful. So if you feel like you're the guy that can execute this, hit me up. But if you have any other thoughts or questions or feedback and you want to discuss this idea in general, please leave a comment, post on the thread, upvote it on Reddit, do whatever it is you need to do to get my attention so that I can see what you're saying. All the feedback you guys have been providing, even when it's insulting and offensive, is greatly appreciated. Thank you guys so much for watching.